migrate for a whole range of reasons, and again, that word displaced, it's not always choices that people have when they're moving somewhere. Oftentimes it's a lack of choices. And sometimes they are choices, but they're choices based on really difficult decisions. So we wanted to kind of bring those difficult conversations into this festival weekend.
So this play was written by Jacqueline Moreira, and it contains a few specific terminologies related to the housing crisis in Ireland. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with this terminology, I'll just clarify some things. So, 1, derelict housing. So for those of you who don't know, derelict housing is when houses are left empty and abandoned, but still owned, and they are left to sit and get gradually more dilapidated and moldy, and you can see ivy growing on the sides of them, but no one lives there. Now technically, these homeowners are supposed to be taxed because they're leaving these properties empty. But most of the local authorities don't actually enforce this taxation on the property owners. So, that's derelict housing. Another thing that will be mentioned is the eviction ban. Now, the eviction ban was in place during the pandemic, which prevented tenants from being evicted from their homes. This has since been lifted, so now they can be evicted. So you will see a character in this play ask, could we get the eviction ban back in place? Meaning, tenants wouldn't be evicted with such short notice. So that's the eviction ban. The final thing is direct provision. So direct provision is a system here in Ireland for those people seeking international asylum, and those people are temporarily housed and fed in big facilities, but then after a certain amount of time, they receive a letter telling them it's time to leave direct provision. And once they leave, there's nowhere for them to live. A big issue. So, those are 3 things that will come up in this play.
Everyone should have a home. Everyone should have a home. In this world, in this life, it's a basic human right to have a dignified place you call your own. Everyone should have a home. Everyone should have a home. Safe and warm where you belong. Everyone should have a home.
One, two, three, action!
Maria wakes up at the crack of dawn. A sunny, wonderful day it will be. Good morning to you, Maria. Maria isn't fond of individualistic societies. She's a co-housing activist, a new way of combining homing experiences with projects popping up in Portugal. So, she shares a house with 2 friends. It's a home full of caring and harmony. But she also loved the times when she lived with strangers who would lock themselves up in their rooms and take turns to cook meals.
We have been doing this play in many different contexts, and we find that in many other, not only cities but also countries, there is the common problems. Gentrification, informality of contracts, raising rents, people that don't know exactly their rights. So thank you very much for this session. Thank you very much for your interventions, and let's give them applause.
Mudar a cidade onde quer ter morada, mudar a cidade onde quer ter morada, mudar a cidade onde quer ter morada, para mudar também o mundo inteiro. Possa o feitiço virar-se contra o feiticeiro, quando a hoste de gente escorraçada Mudar a cidade onde quer ter morada, mudar a cidade onde quer ter morada, mudar a cidade onde quer ter morada, para mudar também o mundo inteiro.
I will hopefully give you an idea of where Bassam is. So he has a speech made and prepared to deliver to the Parliament, European Union Parliament. And he stands in front of his friend and he says, Mr. President of the Parliament, Madam Vice President, friends. And then he turns to the picture. And I haven't shown you the picture of my little Abir, the little girl with the shiny black hair from Anata, my beautiful one. I had this picture made especially for this journey. The frame is for the Al-Aqsa Mosque. She loved to go to Al-Aqsa. Every Friday she wanted to come with me. When Al-Aqsa, Yaba? When are we going to Al-Aqsa? An obsession. And the blue is for the sea. She loved the sea, even though she has only been once. When Al-Bahar, Yaba? When are we going to Al-Bahar? Another obsession. And I brought her school bag to show. Inside is the candy that she had bought for half a shekel. She didn't even have time to unwrap it. And also in her school bag, her notebook and her pencil with the red string. And look what I found in her notebook. On the first page, she wrote the words of the olive tree song. The one that my grandfather used to sing to me when I was a boy, and I sang to my children at bedtime. She and her big brother.